everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alecia Lott, and this channel is for those of you who want to have a journaling routine that is messy, minimalist, and low budget, and for those of you who want to use journaling for mental health and growth and feelings and stuff. So how has the year been for you so far? Do you feel that you've at least started on any of your goals? Do you feel as though you're close to getting what you wanted this year? Do you feel that you've been putting in the work every week to accomplish those goals? If so, this video is probably not for you. No, I didn't mean that. Like, that was rude. Come back, please. This video is for the rest of us, okay? The ones who couldn't quite get it together this year. It's kind of the culmination of my 3-part series that I decided was a series halfway through about goal setting, because we want to get started for the 4th quarter of 2024. In the first half of our video, I'm going to take you through some journaling prompts about what you would like going forward and what you actually want to write down in your journal about your goals. The second half of our video, I will show you my weekly spread in my bullet journals. After all this planning, I've decided that I'm going to keep my one goal, very simple. But if you're still working on your goals, if you feel like having one or more than one, I'm here for you, and we're going to go through some journaling prompts together. And when I give the journaling prompts, of course, this is your time to write and reflect, and I don't want to stand in the way of that. So if you need some time, you probably will need some time in between prompts, please go ahead and pause the video, and then you can have a chance to write and think about what you want to say. Our first journaling prompt is, how will I put my other goals on the back burner so that I can focus on this one? I think a lot of us have like a million goals that are, or things that we want that are flying around in our heads, and we make a lot of lists, and we like to just collect ideas, and you know, that is all great and good, but it's kind of defeating the purpose. You have to, or at least I have to, focus on one thing that I'm going to do for that specific period of time, and only focus on, or focus, of course you can't only focus on that, but you can focus a good amount of energy toward that versus trying to accomplish like 6 or 7 goals at once. That is probably not going to work. So how will you put the other things aside for a moment so you can focus? Next journaling prompt is, how and when will I tie up loose ends so that I can start working on my goal? There are some things that are still kind of in the air, that are kind of still pending from the past few weeks, and things that I'm thinking about, they're not necessarily goals, just things that are kind of floating around, and I want to just be done with them in one way or another, whether I have to forget about them and just abandon them, or whether I have to actually cross off whatever it is on my to-do list, whatever, but I want to be done with them, so that way I just have more mental bandwidth to handle focusing on my actual goal this quarter. So our next journaling prompt that I could not find the video for is, can I control that? Can I really? To be fair, this is probably more of a yes or no question than an actual journaling prompt, but I wanted to kind of present this to you because I know myself, and I know that sometimes I tend to focus on things that I can't control, and then that's just a recipe for disappointment. So yes, you can say, oh, I want to get a job by the end of this quarter, but you can't really control that. You can't control what jobs are available to be had, and then you also can't control who's going to be selecting the candidates for this job, and you can't control, you know, how they feel about you, all sorts of different things. Something that would be more realistic would be, okay, I want to send out X applications, I want to attend X events or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, yes, it has to be something that is fully within your control. Our next journaling prompt is, does this goal need to, now that I've just given you things that are kind of on the more numerical, quantifiable scale, now I want you to ask yourself, does this goal need to be quantifiable? Is this something that I really need to focus on a number for? Because sometimes for me, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I tend to kind of fixate on that. And then what happens is, if I, for fear reasons or whatever, if I don't think I'm going to come close to completing that goal, then sometimes it does start to feel a little disheartening toward the end. So there's such a fine line between what you want to make the goal kind of manageable for yourself, yet challenging, yet also not something that's going to completely discourage you from wanting to go forth and try to actually accomplish this thing. So something to think about. Now you have your goal written down, and I want you to ask yourself, does this goal compete with other goals or projects or obligations that I already have? Anything that is going to take away time or energy or resources away from your main goal is, or vice versa, if your main goal is taking those things away from other things that you're doing that are also important, you have to think about that. And if they do compete, then think about how you will navigate that, or think about maybe eliminating one of the goals and as I mentioned earlier, maybe putting one on the back burner for now and thinking about it later. That doesn't mean you're never going to do it, okay? It's just you don't have to do all the things at once, so think about how you will navigate those things. All right, this is a big one for me. I still don't know if I have the answer to this one. So the next prompt is, how and when will I communicate my goals to other people, maybe family members or friends? Support from your family and friends, that is very important, just to have, not necessarily like accountability. I don't think that's a good idea to lean on your loved ones for accountability, but also just support them, knowing that, okay, maybe I can't talk to you right now because I'm working on this project over here. Maybe I'm tired because I was working on this project until the wee hours of the morning. You need a little bit of extra maybe understanding and support when those things happen. So yes, when are you going to communicate? When and how will you communicate your goals and your needs to your family members? Because that is very important. I tend to be a person who doesn't like to communicate those things, especially when I'm not too sure about things and I'm easily swayed in one direction or the other. So I don't want that to happen, but I feel very firm about what I'm doing right now. So I feel that it's safe to go ahead and just express some of my concerns, some of my feelings and hopes for the future. Or if you don't have that base of support there, how you still need to probably in some way communicate changes in your life to those people, to the people around you in some way or another. So how will you do that? How will you manage that? And on that note, I do leave you with a challenge to communicate your goal to someone whom you know will be supportive. And that could be someone in your immediate circle, maybe someone online, just something so that you have it out in the open and are expressing it to another person. I do think that is important. It makes it more real, and you can possibly see that person's face light up, and it kind of reinforces your decision, even though you don't necessarily need that at all. But it's just nice. It's just nice. And another journaling prompt that I'm going to add on to that is, how do I hope that these people will support me, and how will I feel if they don't? And will that change anything for me if they don't? Maybe I just listen to a lot of stuff. But yes, a lot of the motivational stuff, like podcasts and things that I listen to, they're always like, no, don't tell anyone about your goal. Just like hide in a cave somewhere and just accomplish all your goals and don't tell anyone. So I tend to kind of lean in that direction, to be honest. Like, I don't tend to share a lot of my goals with people because not necessarily that I don't feel I'd be supported, but I know I have a tendency to change my mind a lot, and then it just becomes kind of awkward when people are like, oh, I thought you were going to do this, and then it's like, no, I changed my mind. So I tend to kind of it's self-preservation in that way. But I do know that when you tell people about your goals, that you're more likely to accomplish them because you do have that accountability. So it kind of goes both ways. I go both ways about it. But I do think that having that support from your friends and family or from someone else outside of yourself is a good idea. But you don't want to hear all that. You want to get on with the weekly spread. So we are going to go now to our second half of the video. And now it's time for our quote of the week. I was watching a video the other day, a Mel Robbins video. Mel Robbins is a motivational speaker. And she had a video entitled, How to Get Ahead of 99% of People in 4 months. And, I clicked on that and I said to myself, yes, Mel Robbins, I would like to get ahead of 99% of people in 4 months. But yes, I found the video, just really thought-provoking. I enjoyed thinking about the way that she mentioned that this time of year, September, is really the most productive time because it's back to school season for a lot of people. People are starting to kind of wind down from vacation time during the summer, and they're starting to become more focused, especially if you live in a place with 4 distinct seasons of weather, because yes, there is a line of demarcation where it's like, okay, it is fall now. I need to really get myself together for the end of the year, versus January. It's like, okay, yes, that is the start of a new calendar year, but you're already kind of in the midst of winter, and you're in winter. I really don't feel motivated to do much of anything. In the Midwest, the days are very short. There's not a lot of sunlight, and you're just trying to survive. You're trying to get through. So this right now, you still have an adequate amount of sunlight. You're still feeling good. It's just that you're more serious than you are in the summertime. So yeah, I was just nodding my head as I was watching the video, and so I will link it up here. And I have a quote here. It's not in the video, but yes, it's a good Mel Robbins quote. Things don't happen by accident. And then I started to write things don't happen again because I was writing too quickly. Things happen because you make them happen. So I might put some little stickers there or something. I don't want to have that big splotchy there. Okay, so where are we? Yes, this is my previous week's weekly spread. It is a mess, but that's okay. I feel that it was a good week. I feel as though I got a lot done, and I have my intention of the week here. Last week, I was kind of debating out loud whether I wanted to write my intention of the week first before I create the rest of the weekly spread, or if I wanted to continue writing it last, which is what I had been doing in my videos. I guess it's more dramatic to have it last, like, I don't know. But yes, I did get a comment from my tube Betty, and she kind of confirmed and just said, yes, you should just write just write it first. That way it does kind of tie everything together, and it will affect the rest of the weekly plan. So I said, you know what, girl, I think I will do that. So this week I am going to write the intention of the week first, and I will just have to sacrifice the dramatics for the video. Or maybe, I don't know, I had thought about covering it up and then like revealing it at the end, but that's silly. So we're not going to do that. We will figure something else out for the end of the video. How about we do that? Hey everyone, so I am very sorry to interrupt the regularly scheduled programming. I will not be doing a full weekly spread setup this week. If you've been watching my channel, you will see that I have a plethora of videos showing how I set up my weekly spread, and not to knock my channel or anything, but they're not that much. The weekly spread portion is not that much different each week. It's just what I say and different things that I choose to focus on. But it's about the thing. Hey, well, let's be real. So I'm gonna, just you won't see the full thing that I normally show. When I first wrote my goal, I have been talking about goals for like 3 weeks now, just getting ready for the end of the year, the last quarter. And then when I finally sat down to write my goal, I realized it was just really kind of namby-pamby. I didn't really want to give any specifics or really go into the heart of what I actually want, which sometimes I still get scared about things, so I'm trying to not be that way. And so, yes, what I want today, I guess a little backstory before I get into that is today is Saturday, and so it's 10:30 at night on Saturday. I have to work tomorrow. I had to work today, and I normally don't work on Saturdays, but my company, we do rotating Saturdays, and they put out a schedule, and I didn't really read the schedule. I'm a very much a creature of habit, and I just thought, okay, well, this is my schedule, and I didn't really think that bloop, okay, one day I have to work a Saturday. And then I went into work on Thursday, which is actually my Friday. Are you following me? I know, so many days. So Thursday is actually my Friday, and I went into work as usual, and I stayed about 45 minutes, and then finally someone said to me, hey, I don't see you on the schedule today. And then my boss chimes in, and she says, oh, that's because she's supposed to work on Saturday. So they switched my off days, so then I was actually Thursday, Friday versus Friday, Saturday, which is what it usually is. So that made me feel some kind of way, even though, it's not really their fault because they did publish the schedule probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's just that I didn't read it, and the last time I had to work a Saturday, they told me 2 weeks in advance, like they actually sent me a message and told me, so I just felt weird. But I say all that to say that it's just heightening my feelings about my job, that I already hated my job. And now I'm just definitely feeling some kind of way, and I'm coming up on a year with this company, and I'm just ready to be out, and I need to make a plan to be out and to focus, for the job itself, but also so that I can focus on what I really want to do, which is writing. And so it's like, well, if I'm working 8 hours a day at this place that I hate, and then I'm just wiped out and drained, I'm not going to be able to really devote time and energy to what I really want to do. So this is my goal. All right, to get myself in a place where mostly so that I feel mentally ready to leave my job. It's a lot of it's just mental, because I know that I'll be okay financially. I know that I'll do whatever. I'm a hustler. I'll walk dogs, like I'll tutor English. I will do whatever to make sure that I can pay my bills and pay rent and all of that. So I'm not that worried, but at the same time I am. So I was struggling. I don't know, the golden handcuffs, as they say. It's like, okay, well, you get used to having things be a certain way and having that steady paycheck and all of that, and then you just kind of get stuck. So that's how I felt. Anyway, so obviously I correction taped over my goal that I originally had. It just didn't fire me up. I wanted a goal that would definitely make me feel excited when I looked at it. So this does. And my intention of the week is now, I intend to do whatever I can do legally, to make sure that I am financially ready to quit my job as soon as possible. I will examine my current financial resources and make way for new ones. I will adjust my schedule to allow time for new opportunities. So that's what I wrote. It's scary to even write those things, but that's the whole point, is to write something that scares you, right? And then I have my weekly. This is something new that I'm trying out. I just wanted to leave a little more, so that way there's more space on the page, and I have my space for my doodles and whatnot. So I'm doing this on the side. But so I wanted to start to do weekly tasks. It's still a little like nebulous as to what I'll actually be doing, but this is what I would like to do. So starting October 5th, which would be next Saturday, I would like to apply to 5 jobs on Upwork. I want to send 25 cold pitches per week. A cold pitch is, in the writing world, freelance writing world, is basically when you write to a company and you say, hey, I have an idea for something that I could write for you. Here's the idea. Would you like me to write this thing for you? And then they say yes, and then they pay you to write that. So that is what I would like to do. And then randomly I put English tutoring on here. I have been an English tutor on and off online for a few years now, and I was like, well, this would be a way to bring in a little extra side money and just start to build up my money before I quit my job. So that's just something that I'm putting as well. So it is not all fleshed out yet because I only decided this maybe an hour ago. So yes, I just wanted to spare myself that goal that I had before, because that was not doing it for me. And this feels so right. So right. And I will make this happen. I mean, obviously I can quit my job whenever, but I will make it so that I can leave and feel good about it, I guess. So yeah, if you're still struggling with your goals, just think of, you know what you want. And I always ask this on my channel, like, what do you want? What do you want? And finally I just asked myself, and I said, this is what I want. I dislike my job. I've been miserable for almost a year, and I'm over it. I'm not quitting tomorrow, didn't say that, but it will be probably within the next few weeks or so. Okay, so am I done? I'm done. This is my weekly spread. All right, I'm so used to having, I'm so messed up now. All right, so this is my weekly spread. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you to start to think about your goals for the coming quarter, to just know yourself. Know what sets you off, what overwhelms you, why you haven't started on things in the past, and just keep working on it. It's not too late to start on your goals. It's not too late in this year or in your life to start on your goals. And I don't know, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're working on, I believe in you, and I'm so happy that you're here and that we're here together. So all of that, I just want to wish you a wonderful week, and I will give you the upside down wave. Goodbye. Have a good week.